right? Don't just easily dismiss love as the simple, all-encompassing answer to everything. I think we have a tendency to do this. Maybe it comes from our Sunday school days, right? We know that the answer to every question is Jesus. Because love is so big, and because love can and does pertain to everything, that it ends up kind of being this very simple, passive, non-thinking answer to everything in church. Is it? Yes, it could be. But I feel like it could be so much more. So much more. There's such a depth to the meaning when we open our hearts and are willing to take a deeper dive into what Paul is saying here in this context of relationship with others in the church, and what love should look like when we serve, when we exercise our spiritual gift. Don't be content with just the fact that we have our spiritual gifts. And don't be content with just merely utilizing them. Right? Even if you are able to do so with great power and with great authority. Because remember, those things mean nothing if our motivations don't stem from loving and caring about others. I think the important thing we have to ask ourselves is when we receive, for example, a word from the Lord, right? Or when we pray, when we give, when we sacrifice ourselves, all these things in the context of serving and practicing spiritual gifts, practicing our graces. Right? Are we also exercising patience with others when we serve in that capacity? Are we being kind to others? Are we thinking about the feelings of others, how they might perceive, how they might react as you serve and exercise your graces? Or are we just simply being dishonoring of others, meaning not caring, because we're so fixated on the fact that this is my gift and I am exercising it in a way that I see fit, or even exercising it in a way that I want God to see? Are we just concerned with the task and getting a job done? Or are we also thinking about the aftermath and reconstruction? Right? For example, the concept of speaking the truth in love. You can fit that into prayer. You can fit that into maybe even prophecy. As Christians, I think we secretly love this practice. And it's not because of the love part, but more because of the truth part, of just getting what annoys us, getting what kind of goes off in our head, off of our chest. And I'm saying this with brutal honesty here. We hear it a lot thrown around at church, right? Speak the truth in love. Many times I've had to catch myself. Am I really focusing on the love part? Or am I just more concerned about speaking the truth? I think all too often I've seen it kind of like this kind of like special ops kind of thing, where that shock and awe, go in there, give them what they need to hear, speaking the truth in love, right? And then just leaving and being responsible, or not responsible, or not accountable for the cleanup that's necessary afterwards. I think that this great love that Paul stresses here is love that does not leave destruction in its wake. It's the mentality of love that always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres for the well-being of the other.